Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we will be discussing some of the very important questions that are being asked in JavaScript interview. So, as you know that there are many flavors of JavaScript. Again, we have React, we have Angular, we have Node. But again, the basic for all these libraries framework is JavaScript. So basic understanding of JavaScript is very important in order to learn these libraries or framework. So the main concept on JavaScript is basically on the event loop. So event loop, because again JavaScript works as a single threaded model, so it keeps checking the loop, and in the event loop, if there is any event, it fetches that and it execute, because in single thread model it is asynchronous single thread model. So it fetches the event, execute it, then move to the next event. So in this way, the event loop is a mechanism that allows JavaScript to perform non-blocking operations by offloading operation to the system kernel whenever possible. Then we have closures. Again, in JavaScript, closure is basically related to the scope of the variable, and it remembers the lexical scope even when the function is executed outside the lexical scope. Then promises. So basically, the base of JavaScript asynchronous is promise. So promise based upon, because again in asynchronous, promise are used to handle asynchronous operation. They represent a value that may be available now, because again in asynchronous it execute the function, and again it waits for, it moves to the next operation, and again this callback is used, this promise is used, it keep checking whenever the result is available. So promises are basically used to handle asynchronous operations. They represent a value that may be available now, it may be instantly available, or in the future, or sometimes if it is not available, so it is not blocking. This promise, it keeps checking, and the execution is moved to the next event from the event loop. Then we have three types of variable scope in JavaScript. One is var, another is let, and another is const. So again, as the name suggests, const, the variable, you cannot change the value, and in let it is, the scope is block, within that block, and variable var is function scoped and can be re-declared. Then there is a very important concept in JavaScript called hoisting. So hoisting is basically to put all the declaration on the top so that JavaScript can interpret everything properly. So it's a default behavior of JavaScript, and it moves all the declaration to the top of the current scope. This means that variable and function declarations are processed before the code is executed, because those variables should be present whenever the code needs to be executed. That is why in hoisting, all the variables declaration are put on the top of the function scope, or that particular scope. Then we have another important concept called async and await. So again, async and await, it does the same function as promise, but again it is a very cleaner way to handle asynchronous operation. So the function name, we prefix it async, and await is again just like promise, so it waits for a particular callback, and the moment that promise is resolved, we get the values. So async and await are basically built on top of the promise. Again, same thing it does to write asynchronous code in more synchronous looking manner. So again, you can just declare a variable, or you can assign a variable using await. So await is doing the same thing that promises were doing. It waits until it gets that code executed, and then it assigned to the variable. So if anyone asks about promise, async, await, so again async and await are basically a cleaner way to implement asynchronous operations. Then this again in object oriented language you have learned about this keyword. So again in JavaScript also this always refer to the function that it calls. So it depends on the context in which function is called. Then we have arrow functions, or these are also called fat functions. So arrow function is another way, or it's a simple way to write the function. Earlier we used to use function keyword, name of the function, and then we define those functions. So we have a very simple and smaller way through which we can create a function using arrow function. Then very important question, double equal to and triple equal to. So again, double equal to basically it checks the value, and triple equal to apart from value it also checks the data type. So it's a strict equality, and the double equal to it's simple like it compares the value of the variables. Then we have high order functions. So basically high order functions are functions that take other function as argument. So high order function means function within function. So that takes other function as argument or return them as output. Then prototypes, again it's a very important concept in JavaScript. Prototypes are the mechanism by which JavaScript object inherited properties and methods. So using prototypes it inherits properties and methods. Then there are some other questions also that are related to advanced JavaScript. We have strict mode, we have debouncing in JavaScript, we have throttling in JavaScript, we have generators in JavaScript. So we will be discussing some more questions in our upcoming videos. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching this video.